What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now this is part 2, whereby we are factorizing the trigonometric equations and also proving and simplifying the trigonometric equations. So if you haven't watched part 1, it's on this playlist. You can go and watch it. The playlist of these videos, it appears at the end of the video. So if you watch to the end, you will see the playlist at the end of the video. Now we have a question here whereby we are given this problem here. They want us to solve for x, and then the expression or the equation that is given to us is 4 cos squared x minus 3 is equal to negative 2 sine squared x. And then obviously they're gonna give you where you're supposed to get x. So you must be able to find x when x is greater than or equaling to 0, but less than or equaling to 2 pi. Now I haven't shown people how to convert from pi to degrees, but I'll make a video about that. I'll make sure that I post it on the icon up there, just in case you don't know how. But I'm gonna show you anyway how to do this. So first of all, let me just show you the Cartesian plane in terms of pi. Now in terms of pi, the cast diagram in fact is supposed to look like this. We have 0, we have this is gonna be half pi, and that is pi, and this one here it's 3 over 2 pi, and the last one here is gonna be, let me see if I have enough space to write here. Let me just write it here. It's gonna be, I'll open a bit, guys. Space is gonna be, it's gonna be 2 pi. So yes, guys, in terms of pi, basically these are the coordinates. So half pi is more like 90 degrees, pi is more like 180 degrees, and then 3 over 2 is more like 270 degrees, and then 2 pi is more like 360 degrees. So basically what they are asking you is similar to when they say we have 0 and then x, and then we have 360 degrees. So it's similar, guys, it's similar. But then when you're given a question in this manner, your answers should be in radius. Whenever you see pi, it means the answer should be in radius. So this one is going to be a bit long. I hope you guys are going to bear with me, because we're going to use the identities to find our x. So let's start. Now let's look at our problem here, right here. So our problem here, we have 4 cos squared x, and we also have sine squared x. So you can change one of these, but I would say rather change sine cos squared, because this you can change it by using square identities. So how you gonna do this? Remember that you can substitute cos squared by saying 1 multiplied by sine squared x. Guys, if you don't remember, this is the identity here. Sine squared x plus cos, squared x is equal to 1. So if you make cos squared x substitute the formula, you're gonna have 1 minus sine squared x, which is the same or what we substituted there, guys, okay, which is the same. So don't be surprised where is that coming from. It is the special, it's an identity, guys. Okay, it's an identity. Let me just erase this very quickly. So obviously this is minus 3. Now that you've changed this one, the cos squared, do not change the sine squared. Alright, by the way, there are many ways of solving this. If we decide to change sine squared, you're also fine, but I decide to change cos squared. I think it's easier that way. So from here we remove the brackets. When you remove the bracket, you're going to have 4 minus 4 sine squared x minus 3, and going to be minus 2 sine squared x. Right, so we can group the sine squared all together. If we transpose this sine x, this 2 sine x on our right hand side to the left hand side, we're going to be having negative 4 sine x squared plus 2 sine squared x, and then look at the numbers. We have 4 minus 3, so that is going to give us plus 1. It's going to give us plus 1. I forgot to write 1, guys. Plus 1, and this is going to give us equaling to 0. So this one, when you subtract, you're going to have negative 2 sine squared x, and then when it's like this, now we can take 1 to the right hand side, which is going to be negative 1, and then we can divide by negative 2 both sides. So if we divide here, you're going to be left with sine squared x, by the way, and then here we're going to have half. Alright, so negative, we're going to have positive sine squared over half. So if you continue, remember we don't want sine squared, we want sine. So how to get rid of squared? We square both sides, guys. We square root both sides. We don't square both sides. We put a square root both sides. But the minute we do that, this becomes sine x, and then because we square root, this becomes plus or minus square root half. Right, so this is what we have. Now we know that plus or minus, basically this is what it means. Sine x is equaling to negative square root half, and just create a space here. Sine x is equaling to positive square root half. So this is what we have, guys. This is what we have, meaning now we need to find our sine on the first quadrant, second quadrant when it's positive, and then we need to find our answer on the third quadrant and the fourth quadrant when sine is negative. So as you can see, this one here, sine is negative, meaning we need to find the answer here when it's negative, and then we also need to find the answer here when it's positive. So how are you gonna do this one, guys? How are you gonna do this one? So it's not much of a challenge, guys. If you watch the previous video, they are more like similar. So you can see, first of all, you need to find the acute angle. Since both of them, they have square root 1 over 5, 1 over 2 I mean, so it means you can just find the acute angle. So let's find the acute angle this side. Let's find what is our acute angle. I can equate our acute angle by theta, so to avoid confusion. So we can say sine, arc sine effect, and then what is square root 1 over 2? So that is gonna give us we can say 0, 7, 0, and then 7. You can write 1 here, and then our theta is gonna be what? Our theta here is gonna be the arc sine and then our theta is going to be 45. So this is going to be 45. So first, before you do anything else, you need to find the acute angle. So since both of them, they have 1 over square root 1 over 2. So for both of them, acute angle, guys, is gonna be 45. So I'm not gonna do the calculations on this one. But then let's scroll down again. Where is sine negative? Remember this one here, guys, this one here, let's look at this. This one here, we know that sine is negative. So we know that sine is, let me just use the red pen to indicate. We know that sine is negative on the third quadrant and the fourth quadrant. Let me just write here. So on these two quadrants, sine is negative. So how do we represent the third quadrant here? So the third quadrant on this one, guys, this is how we represent. You can say x is equaling to, how do we represent using 180 rule? It's 180 plus theta. So knowing what our theta is, it's going to be 180 plus 45. Remember, we got 45 here, so we're going to use that acute angle. So 180 plus 45 should give us how much? Let me put it in the calculator. So this should give us 225 degrees. Are we done? No, we are not done. We need to convert this into rads. Remember, from the question, they gave us originally, they gave us the following here. Originally, they gave us this domain here. They gave us this in this manner, whereby x should be greater than 0 or equaling to 0, but less than 2 pi or equaling to 2 pi. So meaning our answer should be in rads. So how do we convert from degrees to rads? So that's how you're supposed to do it, guys. You multiply answer. When you multiply your answer, you're gonna multiply it by pi over 180. So your answer now is gonna be in rads. Let me just create space for us here, guys. Just create space for us. Your answer should be in rads. So when we continue, we can say 225 multiplied by pi over rads. So your answer should be as follows. So it should be x is equaling to 5 over 4 pi. So this is your answer on the third quadrant. Alright, let's see on the fourth quadrant. So how do we represent the fourth quadrant? So the fourth quadrant, let me just draw a line here so that you don't get confused, guys. The fourth quadrant, how do we represent the answer there? Let me just erase here, guys, so that you can write it in the right way, because this can be long, guys, can be long. So I need you guys to bear with me. I really need you guys to bear with me. So this is going to be fourth quadrant. Alright, so how do we do it? We know that x is equaling to 360 minus theta. Remember, this is the fourth quadrant, but remember our theta from acute angle is going to be 45 minus 45. So if it's like that, this is going to give us how much? X is going to be 360. It's going to be 360 minus 45. So answer is going to be 315 degrees. But then remember, you have to change this into rads. So you multiply by pi over 180. So if you divide by 180, So this is gonna be x. So it's gonna give us 7 over 4 pi. So this is leave it in fraction, guys. Leave it in fraction. I think it's much easier to leave it in fractions like that. So this is our answer. These are our answers whereby sign is negative. Now we need to go back and do the other one whereby our sign is positive. So when we do this one now, you must pay attention to the quadrant whereby our sign is positive. So let's do it, guys. Let's do it. So let's use the red pen, the red mark here. So we know that sign, as you can see here, sign here, guys, is what? Is positive, guys. Then meaning sign is going to be positive on the first quadrant and the third and the second quadrant. Sorry, guys, and the second quadrant. First quadrant and second quadrant, that's where sign is positive. So let me just write it very quickly here, and the second quadrant. Alright, so let's continue. So for the first quadrant, we don't have to worry because already this 45 here represents the first quadrant. So we can say x is equaling to theta. Now what is theta? Theta is 45. So we are fine on the first quadrant, 45 degrees. But we need to convert this, so we have to multiply by pi over 180. Pi over 180. Remember, do not forget to leave the answer in rounds. So what is our answer when it's like this? 45 multiplied by pi over 180 multiplied by pi over 180. So what do we get? We get pi over 4. Oh, by the way, this is 8, guys, okay, not 6. Yeah, so that's what you get. What about the second quadrant? Now, how do we represent the second quadrant? So the second quadrant is 180 plus theta. Let me just do it right. 180 plus theta. All right. So let's do it. So it's gonna be x. So 180 plus 45. So what do you get here? 180 plus 45. So what is 180 plus 45? So we get 200 and sorry guys, I made a mistake. No, the second quadrant, that's not how you do the second quadrant. Oh man, I made a mistake. It's a big mistake, guys. Okay, the second quadrant, how do you represent it? It's 180 minus, guys. Okay, 180 minus theta. 180 minus this. So let's be careful about that one, guys. Okay, so how you gonna do it now? It's gonna be 180 minus, what is our theta? 45. Okay, so our answer is gonna be, let's see, 180 minus 45. So you're gonna get 135. 135 degrees. So you need to multiply this by, you need to change this into rad. So you have to multiply this by 180 over, or pi over 180, guys. Okay, you have to multiply this by pi over 180. There, I need to open the space here, guys. So like, alright, let's do it. So let's multiply by pi over 180. So the answer here, what is it gonna be like? So we have 335 multiplied by pi over 180. So your answer here is gonna be 3 over 4 pi. So guys, I hope you can able to follow through, because this is a bit long, guys. Okay, this is a bit long, but if you can able to follow through, this is our answer. On the third quadrant, it's 5 over 4 pi. The fourth quadrant, it's 7 over 4 pi. Remember, on the third and the fourth quadrant, sign is negative. And then on the first quadrant, it's pi over 4. And then the second quadrant, it's 3 over 4. That's where our sign is negative. That's where our sign is positive on the first and the second quadrant. Guys, I hope you understand this. If it so happens that you don't understand, do not forget to leave a comment and ask a question. If there is an easier way of doing this, you can send some solution or a way of doing it on your comment section. Guys, if you really like the video, or if the video helped you, do not forget to like, comment, and also subscribe to the channel. You can share these videos with your friend who don't understand how to solve this type of a problem. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. Until next time, cheers.